All right, guys, here it is in the shop again. This is Project on a Dime. This is our 93 S10 here. That next step, what we're doing today is we're actually going to be grinding the paint down. That's right, grinding the paint down or sanding it, DAing it, what have you, to get that kind of natural looking patina. So yeah, down to the actual metal. And then we're going to mix up a concoction to speed up the rust process. Oh, and by the way, remember we talked about the cap? In the last episode, we're going to probably throw that on and at least see what it looks like for initial reaction on the cap. But what we're doing today is we're going to start DAing, sanding this thing down. We actually get this window seal we got to replace and rip out. We have a tiny little rust hole we got to repair up there. So what we're going to do, we're going to start with the 150 grit. Steve's going to start attacking the window and we're going to go from there. All right, this truck has been repainted. There's evidence of it being repainted because we found like this fender's been replaced. I think both fenders have been replaced. That in there, see the insert, the plastic insert down in there, that's black normally and that's white, so they didn't even remove that. They just kind of sprayed it. There's also overspray, like they weren't really good with their tape. So clearly it's been repainted, and we actually found evidence, honestly, of a little tiny bit of Bondo, and it wasn't from rot. To be honest with you, this truck is not rotted, believe it or not. Beat up, yes, not rotted. And in order to try to keep that natural patina looking, this right here is kind of what I'm trying to achieve. You know, the white paint cleared off the primer. I don't know what's going to happen when you start sanding this, but the goal is to try to hit where the sun's going to hit and hit the high spots. So in here, some on the flat, some on the peaks of the roof, probably some down here, some down on the front of the hood here. I'm actually thinking of carrying it down on the bumper as well, because that's beat up and we want a little more rust on that. So maybe some here on the front and the top, and a big section along the bed rail, because that would, one, it is dented and beat up, but that would take a lot of sun beating and rust. And then the same thing coming down the tailgate, and maybe hit a few spots on the letters to continue that. The rear bumper, honestly, is perfect the way it is. We're actually going to probably remove this tread because I can't find a matching tread for it. So that's kind of the plan. I got the one.
What do you guys think? You guys got comments? What would you like to see patina on this truck? You want to see more in the fenders, more in the hood, maybe a little bit on the roof? Drop a comment. Let us know what you think.
Yeah, because honestly, I was thinking about doing a lace paint job on the roof. Probably too much for this truck. I do want to do it, and I am going to do it on something. May not be the answer for this one. Drop a comment on that as well. It's not completely off the table yet, but I like that look, and I think it goes cool with the patina truck. So yeah, you never know. Drop a comment. Let us know what you guys think. Let's hit the switch here. So opposite of what people would normally do, but that's what I'm going to do. We're gonna find out how much paint is on this thing. I don't know. We may end up having to go more aggressive to get down to where the meat of it is. Holy crap, there's a lot of paint on this.
Guys, my OCD is flaring up right now. I can't handle this.
Oh, here we go, You see it? Is that primer or metal? I think that's primer. Oh yeah. All right, we got another idea. Since you can get there with the 150 grit, but I think it's gonna take a while and I really wanna get there. So we have a paint stripping disc now and it takes it down to the metal real fast. So I think I'm gonna hit different spots down to the metal, because it's not all gonna be down to the metal. We do want some primer showing through, but I'm gonna hit it with this so we can get that rust going, and then come back with the 150 behind it and work those spots into it. So let's see, I'll show you how fast it is. So bare metal to start, then I come back with the 150 and start blending this into the primer, and then we're gonna rust this and hope that we get the bleeding action that I think we're gonna get.
When you get free labor is you get the crap jobs. We got to remove the window trim because we got a little hole here, got a little leak in the truck. We're gonna fix that, right? We don't want water spraying on us when we're going down the road. But as again, we get stuck with the crap job. So we're gonna pull this out.
Easy, don't break it.
Little bits at a time.
We are actually going to replace that because now we have to. Steve ripped it out. All right, because of the dust, we actually moved it outside. It's still light out. It's not raining anymore. And we wanted to try the cap. So we found this cap on Marketplace. My buddy Mike Hammond was nice enough to grab it for us on his way back from Winthrop, Maine, which is 2.5 hours north of here. And we finally just threw it on here, and this is what it looks like. So initial thoughts is, I don't necessarily think this came off an S10 because it seems a little tall above the cab. The windows seem too tall, like out of proportion. So I'm a little bit on that, and clearly it doesn't fit because it's a little bit like I mean, it does seal, but it's hanging off the corners here. So I think even if we ground this down and got the look going properly, and we still will, I think the answer is I run the cap in the winter and it comes off in the summer. So you may not see it as we're doing the build for the summer, just because it's cool, but it's not right. It's just a little too tall. I think we'd have to chop it down to get the look that I was looking for. But that's fine, because regardless, we're still going to use it for the winter, because you know what? I won't have my Magnum anymore, and I need something to keep stuff dry, running parts back and forth to the sandblast shop. Here we are. We're slowly coming into it. I hit it with the flapper. No, I didn't. I hit it with the paint stripping wheel on the grinder. Some various spots, as you can see. Bear with me. Bear with us here. We're getting there. Some spots that may get hit, beat up by the sun, or some spots that stick out or were dented or anything like that. And trying to wear and blend those. And then, like I said, the goal is to then rust those spots and hopefully get some of this. That bleeding. That's kind of the goal here. And then Steve over here, he's hitting over here with the wire wheel attachment for a different look. And he'll go ahead and hit my side a little bit as well too. And between the two of those, I think we're gonna end up with a pretty cool look. All right, here we go. We are actually getting somewhere. So we're starting to come into it with the patina. We're actually losing daylight now, but check this out. Keep in mind, we're going to get more of this. It's going to take some time. That doesn't happen overnight. Oh, it might happen overnight in Maine if you drive it on the roads. But anyway, we're getting there. This is progress. We've only been at it for what, 20 minutes?
20 minutes.
And we're ruining the paint quickly. So it doesn't take long to ruin paint, honestly. Okay. And actually, we have a little rust hole. So I'm going to admit, yeah, we have a little rust hole here and another one there. We're actually going to hit that with a 2-part epoxy. All right, we're in the house now. We're actually stealing a bunch of the wife's household products. She doesn't know about it and won't know about it until this video is actually aired. So we're all good for now. But basically, the process we're going to have in the mixing of the different chemicals, basically some salt, and I don't know what specific type of salt, but I had a box of kosher salt, so that's what we're going to use. Some standard hydrogen peroxide, which is cheap, a spray bottle, as well as some vinegar. And again, nothing specific, just some cheap white vinegar. And basically what you're going to do is take about 5 ounces of peroxide to about 15 ounces of vinegar and about a cup of salt. Mix that solution together, dilute it, and pour it into your spray bottle. And that's what we're going to be spraying on the bare metal spots on our truck to enhance and or speed the rust up. So let me get these mixed up. All right, we've got our peroxide and our vinegar in the spray bottle. And then we've got our salt. This is always going to take a little while to dissolve, but I'm just going to pour this in here, and then we're going to shake it up, shake it up, shake it up. And then we'll go back out to the truck, and I'll kind of show you some different techniques, whether you spray it on or you wet it on a rag and you lay it on the truck. But this is the solution itself. It's pretty simple, and I don't think it's anything exact for science. You're just trying to speed the rust up. And honestly, if you're trying to speed the rust up, you could just drive it on the roads up here in the winter in Maine, and that would definitely work. Right about now, some people probably cringing at the fact that we are doing this right now. But you know what? I am liking it. It actually is coming out pretty well. We've even got some spots hit down on here in the bumper and some high wear areas here as well. And again, they're not the same. We kept the look different on both sides. And they're slowly growing into the roof here, and then we'll continue down the door as well, and obviously the tops of the bed sides. I just haven't got to that yet. I'm focusing on the front and do one section at a time. I think before we actually hammer this thing with some salt solution that we made up earlier, I'm probably gonna take the grill back off. That's kind of my initial thought right now anyway. I'm actually gonna pop the rear bumper off as well, because see the seam down in there? I want to be able to hit that with a wire wheel, and probably spray this with clear separately so we can get down in there real good. All right, once again, our GoPro died. I love these things. But I just sprayed this one corner right here. We're just going to let this one corner set up overnight. I'm just kind of curious. I know we're not done anything like that. But as to what this salty solution is going to do, so we can kind of monitor that as we continue grinding the rest of the truck down. But I just want to kind of see what it's going to do as far as flash rust goes. All right, again with the technique, I think what it is we hit it with a cut brush. Kind of, it's starting to, I think we're getting the look that I want. This is starting to come together the way I want it to come together. It's a tongue twister. Is to go ahead and cut brush it, then wire stripper the centers out. I say wire stripper, it's just a paint stripping disc on our grinder right there, that purple one. And then go ahead and blend it with the DA a little bit with the 150 like we did here. As you can see, our spot we hit with the little bit of acid wash basically is starting to rust. There's actually rain in the forecast 2 or 3 times, so I'm going to leave this outside. One thing we did come across, which wasn't really prepared for, and I should have known, is no, the truck is not rotted out by any means, but beat up, yes. And the tops of the beds were beat up. Look at the inside of the bed, beat up. And then I started grinding, and lo and behold, there's a fairly good chunk of Bondo in some of the sections on these bed rails. So I'm not 100% certain if we just leave it and clear over this, or do we go, like, otherwise I'd end up grinding this entire top of this bed rail down, and I think it's going to be too much. But I don't know, I got to think about that, talk to Steve and see what he thinks. But I think the look is there. Maybe, I'm thinking maybe one more larger spot on the side over here, maybe. But that's about it. I'm going to pop the tailgate off and do that one inside. And one thing I noticed about the spray bottle I wanted to mention is it clogs up because there's salt in it. So I might end up putting that in a bucket and then dabbing a rag on all these spots to get them to rust. So I might go that route instead. All right, I got the tailgate stripped off, and I went ahead and highlighted some of the spots on the letters with the grinder and added some more. So you kind of picture that like this. And now we're going to hit it with some, again, it's going to be washed, but we're going to enhance the rust and see what we can get this thing looking like. I'm excited. I'm losing daylight. I'm flying solo today. It is a weeknight. This is a part-time business for me, believe it or not. It's like part full-time, I guess. But so Steve comes up and helps me a lot on the weekends and stuff like that. So I got to get all the customer stuff done. But anyway, I'm rambling. So I'm losing daylight. It was a nice day today. I really wanted to hammer out getting the look of the truck done, the overall look of the truck done. And I think we've achieved that. And now we got to get it washed and then get this thing to rust so we can get the actual look I want. It's coming. We're getting there. All right, guys, it's the next day, and a couple things I learned right away. And that is our salt peroxide vinegar mix clogs the spray bottle almost instantly. So we got to come up with a different method for that. And honestly, I think I'm just going to pour this into a bucket and dab on our rusty areas or our bare metal areas and let it soak on that way. I think that'll be fine. We'll get through that. But remember the stuff we sprayed last night? So this is about 24 hours later. Check it out. It is definitely working. So I dabbed some on here. Now this is 24 hours. Again, it's just barely, it's just starting to really come into it. And it's only, the spots I didn't do that to haven't even started. But anywheres I dabbed that solution to have absolutely started to rust. This whole back corner here, the tailgate, oh yeah, see how it's starting to run? It is absolutely perfect. So that is exactly what we want to happen. But what I want to do, since that was just a test sample, is I want to go ahead and bring this up to the house and give this thing a good pressure wash, and then use our favorite degreaser, Super Clean. Just gonna sponge it down, the whole thing with Super Clean. So the whole thing is just a clean slate. Then we go ahead and salt everything up and get it to, well, continue to rust. So let's bring it to the house and get it pressure washed. Oh yeah, gross. All right, now she's been pressure washed out, and you can actually see, well, you can see how wavy and dented the bed is, but it's clean now. I'm gonna go ahead and give this thing a bath with Super Clean to just take some of that grime off of there. That's gonna give us that clean white slate so we can rust this thing and let it do its thing. And to do that, well, we're gonna pour what I got left for Super Clean. I need some more of this into a bucket, add a little bit of water, and then apply it with a sponge and scrub it and then rinse it off. So without further ado, let's Super Clean it. So you don't have to worry about scratching the paint too much. I just mixed it up that solution. There's probably a gallon of Super Clean in here to like a little bit of warm water, and I'm just gonna apply it. I'm just gonna basically give the truck a car wash, so to speak, with the Super Clean, and we're gonna let it sit on there for probably 5 minutes, and then I'm gonna pressure wash this thing again, because then, like I said, we're gonna have a clean slate, and we can start with the proper rusting technique and actually let it continue and do its thing. All right, there we go. The truck's been scrubbed down. Our partners over at Super Clean hooked us up, but they're clearly gonna have to hook us up again because I am out now. But the stuff works fantastic, and you can see like the brown scum on here. It's been sitting about 5 minutes. I would not do it in the sunlight because you don't want it to dry on there and have a wicked residue. It's just running down the truck. This thing's gonna be bright white here in a minute, and we're gonna give this thing a pressure wash now. Then we can apply our solution via sponge, I think, this time, and we are good to go and let this thing do its, just let it rust. All right, we're back up at the shop now. The thing has been pressure washed. It's still damp. It's going to be actually damp and chilly the next few days. So what I'm going to do is take our solution that we mixed up. Remember our vinegar, our peroxide, and salt. I'm going to dump it in this bucket, and I'm just going to blot all the spots with that rag that we've actually, we started a couple last night. I'm going to go ahead and reblot everything, and this would be phase one. We'll blot this thing. We'll let it sit for a day or so, and then come back and see what it looks like. And then we can go ahead and give it a second coat. A third coat. There's also a technique where I can take that rag and lay it on here and get a different type of effect from the rust. So we're going to probably try a few different things, but let's start with that. I'm just going to start with blotting it on there, and then see what it looks like in a day or so. All right, so I'm just basically taking this rag that's soaked, and I'm just I don't know, I don't really know. Wipe it, you can blot it. It stings cuts. I should probably have a glove on. I just realized that. But anyway, I'm gonna hit all my bare metal spots. You don't have to watch me do all this. I'll show you when we're done, and then we'll come back and check this tomorrow. All right, we've now dabbed and or blotted all our spots, and what we had was basically like 30 ounces or so of this, and I still have some left to go back and touch up and add more. But for now, I can't really put more on it because it's just running onto the ground, but that's okay. We want the running to happen. And one thing that's important to note is go back and wipe off any plastics and stuff that you got it on accident, because it will bleach out and fade those. We are changing the taillight, so I don't really care. Someone actually oversprayed them anyway. So let's let this thing set up for a day and come back tomorrow, so 24 hours later, and see what it looks like. All right, guys, update. It has been about 24 hours now, and if you remember, when we first put that stuff on after we got done washing the truck, there was no rust otherwise than a couple of corners I had already done. And she is coming along quite nicely. Honestly, I think I'm going to add another layer onto this. That tailgate, the bleeding of that is like perfect. All right, guys, looky. We've put 2 applications of our salt, vinegar, and peroxide solution on there, and we are getting the rust and the patina exactly what I wanted it to do. It's going to be dry in the forecast the next few days, so I think I'm actually going to go up to the house with the hose. Look at that tailgate. Woo! And I'm going to re-wet this to reactivate it and let it go out in the sun again some more today. All right, guys, here we are, Saturday afternoon. It's actually been 2 applications now. I say applications, I just re-wet the truck with the salt, peroxide, vinegar solution, and now, like I said, we laid rags on it in different areas. And what happens is, this is where a rag was. Kind of give you an idea what the look does compared to, say, that. I guess it's more like smooth and even. And then you get different color tones when you lay the rag on it. So that's kind of what this one's starting to do there. And then under here, I've kind of started it here as well. It starts that process, and you just leave it on for at least, they say overnight, and I've just been a little anxious and got a little more aggressive than that. But as you can see, with the rust is bleeding, and it's starting to streak down and do exactly what we want. So the look, it's coming together. I think just a few more applications, and then I just re-wet it with a mister to go ahead and reactivate that. And honestly, the morning dew, I had a rag here as well. The morning dew reactivates that as well. So it's coming. We're almost there, and hopefully we'll be ready for clear in a week or two.